And over that, we are here for the big one for the Hamilton Hawks taking on the Merewether Carlton. We're live at number 2 Sports Ground, and it's going to be a big game of rugby union for the Rams NHRU. The two sides, they started off the season as the favourites to take out the competition. Merewether Carlton started the better of the two. The Hamilton Hawks, well, they came back under the tutelage of Bubba Coleman, and they have had a terrific back half of the season. With us in the commentary box after raid reviews last week, Bobby Harrison. Bobby, how are you?
Good, thanks, Gareth. Lovely afternoon. And it's a great time of the year, this finals footy. I don't know about those raid reviews, but we'll do our best to try and comment on the game in a fair and balanced way.
Yes, as always, and we expect nothing less from the Bar TV Sports Party box. Of course, these two sides look pretty good. Hamilton, obviously, with the week off. Do you think that hinders a side of... I know it hasn't hindered the Hamilton Hawks for the last few years, but do you think with the older legs in the Hamilton Hawks side, do you think that is going to prove a disadvantage to a Merewether Carlton side who played patchy football in the first half last week and came good in the second half?
Yeah, you did right. They played very much in patches last week. At any time last week, Maitland might have kicked away and kicked clear in that game, but they just fought on and hung on. As in terms of the week off, I think Scott Coleman's a very experienced coach, and Hamilton have been thereabouts now for probably a decade, and they've handled this situation perfectly over the course of that time. So I think they will be at a 100% raring to go by the time of kick-off today.
Yeah, certainly will, and there's been a couple of niggling injuries, I guess, with the Hamilton Hawks side. The week off certainly resting a few of those older bodies. I guess the big one is Severaka Boro, still over in Fiji. He'll be listening in today. I know he's a massive fan of Bar TV Sports when he travels, so shout out to him. But I guess he is a massive loss for them. Billy comes into the side. Steve Lamont will start at hooker, and it should be an interesting set piece, to say the least. We saw Merewether Carlton last week, didn't really fire.
And that's where the game will be won and lost, and that's where Hamilton have been so dominant over the course of the last, as I said, decade, and especially over the last 3 years. That set piece is something that they train for. That set piece is something that they really take pride in, and I think today the Greens are really going to have to match it with them. And parity, I don't think, will be good enough in that set piece for the Greens. They need to establish a little bit of dominance, and I don't think they've got the firepower to do it. So I'm backing a long afternoon here for the Greens.
Well, a couple of changes as well since we saw them last. Ivan Walkling, the big news, I guess, coming into the side. Ivan, obviously a veteran of this Hamilton club. He's won a couple of grand finals. He's been there, but he's usurped Noah Church. I believe he wasn't too happy a couple of weeks ago, but he's warmed into the role.
Yeah. Ivan's one of my favourite players in the local competition. His enthusiasm, and he's got boundless energy, and he'll bring that to the Hamilton Hawks today. Noah Church has been very, very good for the Hamilton Hawks throughout the year. A little bit unlucky to miss out at this time of year, but it is finals time and there's no second chances here, so you've got to be absolutely on your game. But he had a great game in the second grade today, Noah Church.
Yeah, he did in the Hamilton second grade, upsetting, I guess, the Greens. Everyone thought the Greens would go through straight to the grand final, so maybe a sign of things to come in this one.
It could be a sign of things to come. Hamilton Hawks were very, very strong in second grade, and they've had a real strong month. And I think the whole club, it's amazing when Scott came back to coach, how the club just very, very quickly slotted back into the Hamilton Hawks of old, and they've been hard to touch for anybody since he came back.
So here we see the Hamilton Hawks side coming out onto the field, led by their captain, and of course the Baby Hawks coming out with them here today. Steve Lamont, such a clubman, such a legend of the Hamilton Hawks club, as we see the Baby Hawks running off to the right. The Greens grommets will be coming out here today with the Greens. It's a great program by both sides, both clubs.
Yeah, there's a lot of clubs that are doing it too. Wanderers on the top of that as well with the Wee Wanderers.
Well, it started with Maitland, of course.
and whenever anyone has a good idea, everyone else copies it. And that's certainly a great idea, encouraging the young rugby players of tomorrow.
It'll be interesting as well. We'll go to the Greens pack quickly. James Sneddon. Bubba Coleman says he's the most improved in the pack. You see Jay Strawn leading the Merewether Carlton side out. He'll have to have a big game here today, Bobby.
The whole game rests on Jay's shoulders, I'm afraid. If he can inject himself into the game, if he can get some good clean ball, he'll certainly put some holes into the Hamilton defence and offset that expected dominance that I think that the Hawks will get at the breakdown.
And the Greens go back to the sideline. And Jerome Wilson, he's another one. He has to fire for the forward pack. He's a type of player, if he gets rolling, he stands flat for my liking. I'd like to see him run the ball with a bit more purpose this week and get the Greens on the front foot. Yeah,
he certainly can bend back the line. He's certainly got a little offload in the at the end of those runs, but he's really got to run with heads up, and he's really got to look to promote that football at the end of those good carries, because it's that second phase ball that's where the Hamilton Hawks defensive line will struggle a little bit.
Yeah, definitely, and there's no better side that does it. Sam Bright, the best backup man in the competition, leading point scorer, leading goal kicker.
It was ice cool last week when he slotted that goal in the last couple of minutes.
Well, he went to villain from villain to hero, didn't he, with the charge down, and then
from zero to hero.
And then he certainly had that cool head of hair and slotted it, unlike Luke Simmons on the Sunday, who I guess faltered under pressure against a very good Bayside.
Very good Bayside. It was an unusual kick by Luke. I would have backed him to kick that 9 times out of 10.
So it'll be a Merewether Carlton kickoff here. Sam Bright in the centre. Jared Logan coming in late as the referee today. He wasn't named as the official referee. Injury to Louis, so he didn't make it through the fitness session the other day at referees camp.
Wonder how hard the referees camp fitness session was.
Probably harder than your triangles, Bobby.
It could be.
As we see now, Jared Logan checking with the captains here.
This win's going to be a very important factor today. It's dead set behind the Hawks.
Well, that's a lovely kick by Bright, finding some fresh grass there. There's not much out there here at number 2, to say the least. What have you been doing out here, Bobby? And they dropped the ball early on. Good pressure by the Greens.
And that line speed's very, very important for the Greens. It's been part of their game all year. They've been able to do it in minute 1 and do it in minute 80, and today it is absolutely essential that they're able to do it.
Laulala got the ball to kick off there. Now he's an interesting one. Came into the side late during the year. This is his first start in the first grade side, I believe, and but Coach Coleman certainly rates him as the game changer in this one.
Yeah, he's a talented man. I know a little bit about him. Started the season with Central Rugby League.
Wanted too much money.
No comment there. But found a home at the Hamilton Hawks, as many people do.
Well, here come the Greens. Oh, that's a penalty early, and I don't know about that, Bobby. That's unlucky there for the Merewether Carlton side.
Jared certainly seen something there. He's very, very quick to go to that long arm penalty. And it's a great opportunity now for Dane Sharrett to gain great ground. And he finds 30 metres and the set piece. The first set piece points there to the Hamilton Hawks.
Nick, have they got any ball boys?
It certainly is. And he's looking to stamp his authority early on. To be fair, I thought Brendan Farrer was the best referee last weekend.
Did a brilliant job last week. Mentioned it many times throughout the broadcast.
Ball here, and here he comes. We talked about how they can open up so easily. With some set moves. Good work by Sherritt now. Walkling looking for the ball. Sherritt in behind. Lovely little kick there. Bright comes across under pressure, and he's taken over the sideline. Vasagotti with the newly clipped hair.
And that's what the Hawks. And that's what the Hawks are all about. Really good set piece, good strong run, quick ball, and then Dane Sharrett on the back of that just game managed it perfectly.
So it comes off the top. Lovely setup here by the Hawks. This is where they are dominant. The Greens are going to have to defend this well as it goes sideways. Walkling guiding it from the back. They're 5 metres out now, the Hawks. They're going backwards, and now
got the ball under control.
Do something with it as they're driven back, and now it comes out. Sherritt goes across and just can't handle the ball again out wide. Sam Morgan it was that time. He's running the unders line, overran the play, Bobby.
Yeah, a little bit of a poor pass from Dane Sharrett, but we can excuse him for that. There's some worrying signs here for the Greens early. We said it lots of times last week against Maitland, the same sort of thing, and they came back very tenaciously and fought back to win the game. But the Hawks aren't Maitland, and they're going to really need to have a look at their spacing in defence. They're really going to have to concentrate on that line speed. But the next minute or so with this set piece is going to be the key.
Well, this is going to be a good battle as well in the halves. You can see Walkling on your screens there really talking in. McCulloch's here, probably trying to hamper his game. The more experienced. Oh, look at the scrum by the Hawks. It pops up, and that's a penalty in front of the sticks early on. I tell you what, Bobby, I'll be taking the scrum.
I would be taking the scrum too. There's plenty of high fives and head patting, but they're going to take the early points.
Yeah, Sherritt, obviously the sharpshooter in the competition, along with Bright.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. It'll be a great battle between the halves. Eli McCulloch is the next generation player. Ivan Walkling, hugely experienced, will be in his ear all day, putting as much pressure as possible. And then you have Sheridan Bright, both similar sort of players. They like to control the ball. They've got good kicking games. Nice, cool customers.
Both, as well, to mention their defence, both underrated defenders in the competition too. So this could be the first points of the game, and that goes to the Hawks. So 3-0 the score. As the crowd has built pretty well here today, Bobby.
Yeah, it's a very good crowd, very good crowd. The women's grand final will be on at the completion of this P1 fixture. But it is
taking on the collaborative Waratahs.
The collaborative Waratahs, who have been the standout team probably across any grade in the Newcastle Hunter Rugby this year.
So Bright with the restart and comes down and nicely taken by Walkling. They go to Coupe, who winds up. He's been one of the finds of the year as well. But he's driven backwards by some solid Merewether Carlton defence. Now it comes back to Sherritt, who'll get them out of trouble. Lovely kick towards the sideline. Now it comes down to McCulloch, who will get it inside to Strawn. Strawn, there's a sea of blue and gold. They know he's the danger man from the back, and that's a very good kick chase there.
Hawks slow off their line there. It was good meterage there by the Greens runner.
Yeah, very good. So now they pick and drive. Walkling. Now Kilmurray. Kilmurray knows one way, and that's through the defensive line this time. The battering ram, they lose the ball. I thought it might have been a knock on at the back there by Robinson, but play on, says Logan.
I think Billy Freeman did a great job there. Was able to rip the ball.
Billy Dunn taking a hit. Injury cloud on Billy, and they turn the ball over. Coupe comes up with it. Came off with that knee injury last week, Billy Dunn. Comes back into the side. Sherritt with a nice little kick over the top, well weighted. Bounces up for Coffey. This is going to be trouble. Bright somehow comes with it.
Bill Coffey did very well there, just knocking it back to Sam Bright.
Sam Bright goes again. James Stanton picks and drives. He's been their most improved forward. Josh Gain takes a run. Shades of 07 there, Bobby.
Oh, shades of 07.
Jerome Wilson, that's a good run by him. Gets the ball away. Juggled by Schmuder.
And there's
now that's a turnover.
There's that little offload that's so important. Unfortunately, they couldn't get a handle on it, the Greens, and they're under pressure again.
So Sherritt now, he'll take it to the line, goes in behind to Kilmurray. Here's McNeil out wide. Here comes Vasagotti going for the corner. Vasagotti taken. Lovely tackle on the far side. Eddie Clifton doing well. Now Sherritt, he'll go to Weaver. Stopped in his tracks. They go short side. Vasagotti steps off his left. Still 5 metres out.
They've got some mismatches out on this edge, the Hamilton Hawks.
Here's Ackersdyke. Oh, that's a lovely run by Ackersdyke. And that is a try. Probably shouldn't have been scored, but Ackersdyke goes over.
He's a talented player, Joe Ackersdyke, and as I said, there was some mismatches. There were front rowers and second rowers and huge spaces out there, and if Ackersdyke could pass, it was probably about a 4-on-0 outside him. But a little bit of footwork was just too much for those bigger green forwards who have struggled a little bit to move laterally. And it's been all the Hamilton Hawks for this first 8 minutes, and they're going to jump away to a 10-0 lead.
Yes, 10-0. You'd think the kick will be successful by Sherritt. Only 7 minutes down. The Greens started well. That was for the first minute, Bobby.
It was for the first minute. But the Hamilton Hawks are kicking with a fair breeze here.
Yeah,
so
we forgot to mention how stiff the breeze is. Of course, we did the Colts game earlier on, and that's successful there.
I think it's around about a 15 to 18 point breeze.
And we saw in the Colts game early on, 21-0. There wasn't many tries scored. Merewether Carlton did a bunch of defending, and it blew out in the end. But yeah, I'm saying 15 to 21.
The downside for the Greens on the win is Hamilton are probably the best into the win team in the competition. They were able to control the ball so well, and they managed that situation so perfectly. Sherritt was, when they played Wanderers a few weeks ago, Sherritt just managed it perfectly.
McNeil, they're playing on the edges here. That's going to be called back for a forward pass. Unlucky. Kirasami Lalala.
And we could say a little bit of relief for the Greens, but
it's scrum time, Bobby.
It's scrum time.
So we'll see how they handle this one. They've been popped once and penalised against in the other.
It could just take them a little while to get into the swing of the game.
Yeah, we know they are very strong finishers too, the Greens. They can give up a 10-point start and be confident they can chase it down.
They wouldn't want to give up too many more than 10 points.
That's why I said 10. Here's McCulloch. That's a better scrum there. And that's another penalty. Going down on the knee, so...
3 scrums, 3 penalties.
Logan.
He obviously sees something in the green scrum that he doesn't like.
Yeah, that's right. And it's hard to think as he come into the game with a bit of a misconception about the Merewether Carlton scrum.
Yeah, well, that's... a few referees have been accused of that misconception with various teams over the years.
I would never say a referee would come into a game with bias, Bobby.
No.
I'm just... preconceived view, maybe.
Preconceived view. It's interesting that the Greens haven't went and questioned him on any of those penalties just to get a clarification. It's probably about time they did.
Doesn't help when your captain's a fullback and never put his head in a scrum, Bobby.
Not
Walkley
yet,
comes
anyway.
back. Oh, good ball by Lamont. Now here they come. Kirasami one-on-one with Billy Coffey, and he absolutely gets on the outside of him. Billy Coffey does well, though. Rounds him up. Here comes Lamont. Lamont, the Hawks now on the charge.
The speed of that delivery of Hawks is just putting the Greens on the back foot.
So Sherritt commanding the ball. They slow it down now, the Hawks, and it comes back to Sherritt. Sherritt with a little kick over the top. Turning Eddie Clifty round, bounces into his hands.
He's got him for
Let
offside.
off there.
Done a good job, Eddie Clifton. One-on-one with Vasagotti early and then cleaning up that loose ball. He's had a good start to the game.
I don't know about that kick there, Bobby. Probably not the best option. They're attacking the line. They look good, especially at speed. The Hawks.
Yeah, you'd think they would have taken it down and reset.
That's more a Darren Coleman play than a Bubba Coleman play.
It is. Scott's very much about creating a platform and remaining patient.
And of course, the Rats, Darren Coleman's Rats, playing right now in the Shoot Shield Grand Final.
So they
Glad everyone's tuning into this, though.
Could be up against it, the Rats today, I would think.
That's a good win there by Carlton. Here comes Freeman. Freeman steps back towards his forwards and gets those feet pumping. Now they go wide. Robinson drives forward. Picking off the back. He's been busy again, Jerome Wilson.
Desperate to get some momentum here.
Round the corner now. Here comes Strawn. Strawn steps off his left. Has Clifton on the outside. He'll step back inside. Vasagotti puts it on the toe. McNeil's there to cover. Good awareness shown by the fullback. That's the best passage of play, though, by the Greens so far. Walkling comes out. Freeman tries to get over the ball.
It was well done by the Greens. They got out on the outside very easily then, and Strawn, the more times he gets his hands on the ball, the better this Green side's going to look.
Comes back to Sherritt, who looks to pass long and goes to Ackersdyke, and Wilson throws the shoulder in. Now off the back. Lovely kick there by Walkling along the ground. Schmuter takes one on. He's a good strong runner. Now Milligan gets to Coffey. Coffey has Smiler on the outside, goes himself. Palm comes out and loses the ball.
A little bit lazy there, Billy. He beat one, beat two, and then he was looking for that offload. Just need to go to ground and reset so they can establish a little bit of pressure, a little bit of continuity, this Green side.
Well, they're almost playing a different kind of game this week, the Greens. They played very one out last week, and they're trying to do a bit more wider on the fringes this week.
Yeah, they obviously see some opportunity. They've done their video review, the three coaches through the week, and see an opportunity and change it up a little bit, and that's what you're going to do in finals time. You can't be predictable. Once you become predictable, you know, you're on borrowed time come finals.
Hawks with the scrum, and they hold it as you'd expect. McCulloch almost jumping the gun. Now they try to play off their own line. Paddy Kilmurray with a kick this time. Normally used as the proverbial battering ram. Strawn does well. Looking to link up with Coffey. Coffey now looking to link up with Strawn. Throws the dummy, bounces off. Uses himself as a battering ram that time.
Very good work on the ground by
They're
Bill
just
Coffey.
struggling to get back here, the Greens. Smiler with the ball to Billy Dunn. Billy Dunn put under all sorts of pressure there. And again, as I said, they're playing on the fringes. They look a little bit lost at the moment as they've come back from that kick. Here the Greens. Strawn tries to get them going. Now Bright has it. Bright goes to Schmouder. Schmouder, he'll run straight, pops it up to Bright. Probably the place was the best option there. Looks like they've turned the ball over now, Bobby. Advantage being played, though, to the Greens.
Yeah, the
Quick tap taken by Bright. Good option. It opens up for the fly half, who tries to run off his opposite.
Greens are working their way back into the game here a little bit. They're getting a little bit of possession. They're throwing a little bit at the Hamilton defence, and that's what they have to do.
Milligan taking that one. Jerome Wilson looking for it this time, standing flat. Oh, does well to use some good footwork to get through the line.
Working on penalty advantage here too.
Eli McCulloch gets through. Over the top there was Weaver. He's Ireland. They keep going. Advantage is still in play. They'll be content to take it one out as Milligan takes it this time. Again, the desperation there at the breakdown is still not quite there for the Greens. And Strawn steps off his left. Gets up, he's picked up, and he's driven in the 5-metre line.
Great passage of play here for the Greens.
Yeah, good composure shown. As they pick and drive close. That's Freeman, who's bent very awkwardly there.
Working on
Strawn standing flat.
Working on
There's
another
a couple
penalty
outside
advantage.
Oh, goes in behind it. Came off a Greens player, I believe. McCulloch looking for the ball. There's trouble if they can get it to the right quickly.
Pretty sure they'll kick the goal here. They'll look at that win. No.
No, they've gone. Ball in hand. Schmouder. Oh, I thought he was going to throw the pass there to Clifton.
Good positive attitude though from the Greens.
Here's Freeman. Freeman gets around one, gets around another. Can't quite break the line. They pick and drive through Snedden. Snedden going for the line. He's held. Here's Jerome Wilson. Jerome Wilson throws the ball out, goes himself. We go to Robinson. Robinson, he's absolutely monstered there. Maxwell it was. Losing metres now, the Greens.
Just looking a little bit lost in their attacking structure at the moment, the
Advantage
Greens.
is being played again, is it? Logan has his arm out. That one's ripped out, and it's another penalty. We might find he's going for the card. He's going. It looks like it's going to be Bakarich. He'll get 10 in the bin. That's early on, and don't know about that one either, Bobby. That's,
I'm sure.
He didn't get the chat first.
17 minutes. It's not as if they gave away penalty after penalty. I think it was just a little bit quick to the pocket then, but good positive.
Oh, Billy Coffey coming up the middle. That's one of his bread and butter plays. Now Jerome Wilson picks off the back. The Greens need to capitalise now on the penalty. Strawn goes to the line. Short ball to Sam Bright. Bright. They need quick ball to the right. Dunn comes around. Opens up for McCulloch.
He's not going to get through there, the little boy.
He's held up nicely too. Good strength by the Hawks, and he gets to ground somehow. Clifton now goes in acting half. Bright charging onto it. Billy Coffey He's lined up to the left, and the ball comes out.
Looks like we're going to a second card here, Gareth.
2 yellow cards. Wow.
Now that's a game changer, isn't it? 10-0 up. Repeated infringements. Greens.
Yeah, attacking the line here. They're spoiling the ball, the Hawks, and to be fair, they've done it all year. So the Greens do well to exploit it.
And the Greens are going to go a scrum here.
Interesting.
Who would have thought that 10 minutes ago?
Interesting. It might be even now, Bobby.
It could be. 8 against 6. But I think the Hawks are bringing on young Lachlan Hodges to shore up that front row.
Yeah, I believe Lachlan Hodges as well. He's 3 days off being a Colt.
Yeah.
So found himself in second grade this year.
Yeah, good young man, Lachlan Hodges.
Good country boy, they say.
Merewether High boy too.
Oh, is he?
Ex-Macquarie Scorpion.
Well, they're all tough out there. He had the big smile on his face. He didn't quite get on the park, though.
Yeah, they've reorganised their scrum. They don't need to replace that front rower.
They're playing with 2 up front.
Good scrum by the Greens.
Smiler, first touch of the game. Here comes Strawn. Strawn taking it high. Still going, Strawn. Strawn goes to the line. He's over. Somehow he got up from the high shot and kept going. And that's the first try to Merewether Carlton.
And with that numerical advantage, and Jason Strawn doesn't need any numerical advantage to be a dominant player, and that's what he did. He just got to the outside, went through one tackle, pushed himself through that high tackle, and scored a much-needed try for the Greens, and you had to get points while they got this numerical advantage.
Well, interesting enough as well, you'd think with the high shot we see on our screens, he didn't get a talking to either.
That could have been a 3rd yellow card.
Yeah, who was it with the high shot?
Vasagotti, I think.
Yeah, Vasagotti coming off his line, maybe.
And if the Greens can keep in this for the next 10 minutes while the Hawks are down to 13, they turn around with this win, and it's a whole different ball game. They're a difficult side to read, the Greens. They seemingly are out of games, but they seemingly look at the scoreboard, and not only are they in games, but like last week, they win games.
So Bright comes in, strikes it, it's low, and it's over. Wow. So 3 points the difference now.
10-7, very important next 8 minutes here for the Hawks. They need points, but they're 2 players short. So
it's really, I hate to say it, the Hawks, they were up against it. The Greens had the weight of possession. It was very good composure shown by the Greens.
Yeah.
And they come out.
So they're a very surprising side. They're seemingly out of games, but they just plenty of heart, plenty of tenacity, plenty of spirit keeps them in the game.
Yeah, lovely work there off the kickoff, turning it into a positive now off the back. Here they come. Lamont looking for it. No, Maxwell was. They'll pick from the back. Here's Sherritt. Now Coupe. Coupe bumping off. Oh, lovely steal there by Milligan. Runs into his own player. It's going to be called an obstruction. That's a harsh call as well.
That's unfortunate. He did a great job. Front on defence, took the ball, but then unfortunately ran into his own player. And Hawks a little bit off the hook here. Ivan Walkling's doing plenty of talking to that back division. Obviously they've got something planned.
Yeah, definitely Kirisami on the right side. It's a fairly big short side to play with.
And Maxwell's gone up front. Pretty handy replacement on the field.
So playing with a couple of breakaways down, you'd think the Carlton side are going to have a go at this one. Oh, it's held well by the Hawks, the bigger pack. Look at that.
They've got a dominant.
Playing the penalty. McCulloch looking for the quick one, but he's going to be told to bring it back. You can see in the game plan there, the Carlton side looking to play quickly.
Takes a fair bit of confidence that in a final to lose 2 players to the sin bin and drop both your players off and go with 6 against 8 at set piece time.
Well, that's the 3rd scrum penalty against the team feeding the ball as well.
So referee Logan seeing something there from the halfback or from the scrum.
Must have been what they talked about last at training on Thursday night, Bobby. As the ball comes around to Smiler.
Good tackle.
Oh, good clean out as well by the Hawks. They come through. Maxwell, has he got the pace? Schmauder comes through on it, needs the bounce, doesn't quite get it. Ball goes back, says Logan. Robinson back to help out. Look at the speed by Maxwell, the veteran. He scored a couple of long-range tries this year, Maxwell, and he gets better with age.
Yeah, he's in tip-top.
Oh, Billy Dunn, what's he doing? Passing it. Goes forward across the ground. That's probably the worst looking pass I've seen all year.
Yeah, he's in tip-top condition, Maxwell, but you're right with Billy Dunn. He should just stuck it under the wing and took it forward and reset the ball. This is going to be interesting. I think the Hawks are deciding whether they're going to put a couple of their backs on the side of the scrum here. And
well, we've got about 6 minutes to go with the two players still in the sin bin.
Plenty of chat going on.
Yeah, so everyone lined out to the right. They want to get good clean ball here, the Hawks.
They've got some play on here.
Oh, lovely work there, holding the platform nicely. Sherritt runs, flat ball. Does he keep the ball? Yes, he does. Nice. He held by Sam Morgan. Now the Greens coming through. They got the turnover. Strawn comes up with it. He loses the ball forward. They'll come back for the first knock on, will they?
Sam Morgan's just dropped on. A good young player, Sam Morgan. He's done really well to hold his position in this bit of a star-studded Hawks lineup. Good straight runner, good defender. One of the real good young kids that Hamilton have coming through, and they've got a few of them, judging by that Colts performance today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, their Colts side was phenomenal this morning, so they have got a big, big future. These young players coming through. There's a couple on the bench here today as well.
And that's the way of the game in this 2018 Rams Premiership. The youth is sort of starting to take over a little bit.
And again, the scrum, not the best by Carlton. They lose it. How can they lose a scrum 8 against 6, Bobby? That is terrible.
Your guess is as good as mine.
So here comes Kirasoma. He gets the ball to Sherritt now. They're looking to stretch them. Vassagotti's out wide. Clifton comes across. Vassagotti goes over in the corner. They stretch them with 2 men down, Bobby.
Unbelievable effort there by the Hawks. They put in a really big scrum, got the turnover, and then they're a really exciting side. You know, lots of people would say that it's all about that forward dominance and that scrum and that set piece and that breakdown. But I'll tell you what, once they get that ball wide, they've got some game breakers out there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, there's no better finisher in the competition than Vassagotti. And you've got to remember, Cirelli Bainavalu, I believe he played second grade today. So he's been the leading try scorer for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, is it any wonder their second grade was so dominant today? And as I said, they are an exciting side, and they are continually reinventing themselves in how they play. Credit to Scotty Coleman and the way they play, and that's probably why they've been so dominant for so long. Everyone else has got to play catch up with them now.
So 15-7 the score, 2 men down. And that one kicked from the sideline won't have the distance. So 15-7, the score remains. Sherritt.
Important 13 minutes here. The Greens have to hold on.
I think it's Robinson down there as well for the Merewether Carlton side. Doesn't look good.
He'd be a significant loss. He's been tremendous in the lineouts. He was fantastic last week, and one of the best young footballers around, going around the town. I think he was Country Junior of the Year a couple of years ago.
He's getting up to his feet now. I think it may be like a shoulder injury or something thereabouts.
There's a lot of medical staff showing a fair bit of concern around him at the moment. Doesn't seem to be anyone coming from the bench to replace him. Or is there? Referee Logan's had a look.
Maybe Sam Dart coming on the field. By the looks of things, in the 20 jersey, no, he's going to come off the field. Sam Dart succumbing to a knee injury last week, and he's coming off the bench here today as a fresh reserve.
He's moving all right, Cade Robinson. That's a big plus for the Greens.
Yeah, they certainly need him in the lineup. That's a long, deep kick there by Sam Bright. Here comes Coupe again for the fourth time. And that's another good hit. And it was Robinson making it, showing that no damage done.
Coupe gets great post-contact meters. Probably one of the best in the competition.
Cullick comes over with a long ball into Strawn. Strawn has a few in front of him, looking to find Coffey. Gets around, looking now to Bright on the inside. Bright finds a bit of space, bumps off Ackersdyke. And they're into the opposition half now. Here's Billy Freeman. Always moving those feet, isn't he, Billy Freeman?
Very busy player.
That's a penalty to the Greens.
And Strawn's an amazing player, isn't he? He beats the first tackle every single time.
Yeah, certainly. Himself and Karl Marnie probably a standard above everybody else in that midfield role and fullback.
I would think they certainly are. There's a bit of discussion going on here for the Greens. They might be thinking about kicking for goal.
Looks like you're going to get another
going a scrum.
10 metres, a scrum. As we see McNeil coming back onto the field.
So we've got 15 versus 14, I think, at the moment.
Backrich is on the field as well, so he's back on. So they've gone for the scrum. Interesting.
Yes, they probably didn't do their additions there and work out that
I thought there was another minute or so to go, but
it's another tight head, I think, to the Hawks.
Yeah, nice work there again at scrum time by the Hawks. They go to the right.
Eddie Clifton, good tackle.
Yeah, nice work by Clifton. It's a good battle out there on the edge. Nice kick there again by Sherritt. Bounces up from McCulloch now, and
Strawn all
here
right.
comes Strawn. Billy Coffey will take it from the back. Good pick and drive. Goes sideways.
Slow to get back the Greens forwards on that occasion.
Just slowing the ball down here and running off Sam Bright now. Here's Billy Dunn. Billy Dunn tries to get away from a couple, but he'll be wrapped up nice and easy there. McCulloch now looking for the ball, trying to find Gain. Here's Snedden. Snedden now, he'll go forward. Good run. And again, taking metres.
Great run.
Well, he goes himself. He's got it all, James Snedden. Just when you think he can't add anything else to his bag of tricks, he does that.
Has.
His smile is isolated, rolls it back, knocked on, gave himself up, Schmauder.
They were lucky to get away with that from Smiler anyway. I would have thought he might have just knocked that forward, but on the offload, Schmauder just couldn't get a handle on it. And we're back to scrum time now. All the Greens need to do is just muscle up for these scrums and just hold their own ball. That's all they need to do. They don't need to dominate the scrum. They just got to hold their own ball. You can't give this Hamilton side any leg ups because they'll take them.
15-7 the score, under 10 minutes remaining now in the half. Good scrum again by the Hawks, almost grabbing for it there, Walking, held nicely by Coupe. Comes off the top, Sherritt now goes wide, here they come. Kirasome had McNeil on the outside, Vassagotti unmarked as well, but took it in.
Had a 3-on-1 out there and hung on to it.
Sherritt standing deep in the pocket, runs himself, met by Robinson. Now McNeil standing in, offloading to Kilmurray, and Kilmurray always finds metres.
The speed of their recycle is the thing that just about every side in this competition can't go with them.
Yeah, Maxwell does well. Their flat ball, lovely work there by Sherritt. Vasagotti goes without it though, and the ball goes into touch.
A couple of opportunities there for the Hawks. And it's an unusual thing when their skill level lets them down, but it let them down a couple of times there when it appeared like it was going to open up for them.
So Billy Dunn. They go to the back and a bit of a miscommunication, but Jerome Wilson comes up with it anyway and makes some good yards up the field, up to the halfway.
It's almost 15 good yards.
He's Bright now on the front foot. Oh, lovely ball to Smiler. Smiler gets a one-handed away. Freeman throws it to nobody. Up in the air. Billy Coffey comes up with it though. But the Hamilton Hawks have time to realign there and adjust. Now, going across, Bright turns Ireland on the inside. And he's isolated.
Great attack there from the Greens.
Here comes Snedden to Wilson. Wilson gets away from a couple, goes under the tackle of Coupe, but comes across, wraps him up nicely. Here comes Straw now stepping.
Almost up around, tackle.
Yeah, almost up around the head again. Changes direction so quickly, hard to put down, Jay Strawn.
Snedden again, he's been strong in the first half hour, James Snedden.
Oh, gain behind to Clifton, and Clifton, he's held up in the tackle by Sherritt, but he'll get to ground and he's isolated there, and Ackersdyke does well. Good awareness shown by Ackersdyke. Could have reached for the ball, didn't.
That's what experience does for you. They've done well, or they might have got a little bit lucky to hang on to this, the Greens.
So Jerome Wilson will reset. They need to take a couple in. And they do just that.
They need to be patient.
Billy Freeman rolled back over the breakdown. Josh Gain gets them going forward. Milligan has Coffey coming around, turns, steps, goes forward. They're 10 metres out now, the Greens.
Crucial stage of the game here for
Here's
the Greens.
James Snedden. Good run again by Snedden. Goes wide to Strawn. Strawn gets on the outside, up around the head again. Bright to Robinson. Robinson will set the ball midfield. Jerome Wilson looking for some space around the A and B defence. They are calling for it to the left. Hamilton numbering up and marking up well.
They need to be a little bit more creative than they're showing at the moment, the Greens.
Yeah, just picking and driving. They've drawn the penalty though.
They've certainly been on the right end of the penalty count at the moment, the Greens, and running into this wind, it's been a bit of an evening factor.
5 minutes to go in front, into the wind. Easy shot.
Yeah, if it stays the same the second half, you wouldn't want to give Sam Bright too many opportunities in the second half because he will kick you out of the competition.
In saying that, they've got a man who's equally as good in Dane Sherritt.
Yes, it'll certainly be a very tight second half, I think. But same thing as what happened last week. You know, there were times last week when we thought Maitland were going to get away from the Greens and they never really did. And it's the same thing today. The Hawks have been on top, but we look at the scoreboard and there'll be a 1-try difference after Sam Bright throws this over.
And you'd expect him to get this one. 15-7 the score, so 15-10 it goes to now.
The crowd has really filed in just behind us here. The line-up to the bar is 25 people deep.
And Michael Davis is in town. He's handed out the jerseys. Monkey Davis. And he's given the Greens a real good pep talk on how to stay on the field in a semi-final.
At 15-10, they've done well. There's only 4 minutes to go in this half. So they're right in this game, Greens.
Schmauder goes up for it. That's a lovely take there under pressure. Now it goes wide. McCulloch offloads to Strawn. Strawn gets a little touch there. Clifton now looking for a good bounce for him. It's awkward for the Hawks, and Vasagotti throws the ball 20 metres infield. Almost 30, I guess. Flick pass by Sherritt to McNeil, who finds the shoulder of Milligan ducking into the tackle. Now Kilmurray Goes forward. Billy Coffey getting over the ball but can't find his hands on it. McNeil. Morgan now steps off his left.
And credit to the Greens, that defensively they've been very, very good. Yeah, Hamilton scored a couple of tries
There's trouble
today.
now on the short side. Oh, should have given the ball first time there. Vasagotti.
But even in that instance, Eddie Clifton, I should say, defended that very, very well. He just stood off, paddled his feet a little bit, put the pressure on the passer, and the passer wasn't up to it.
Well, he's a smart footballer. He's been around for some years now. Coming through the Colts here. Played a bit of halfback, 5'8", fullback. As Bright now puts Billy Freeman on the boil, as they say. Bobby.
He may have turned this over, though.
Well, he's held up in the tackle. And
looks like it's a Hawks ball.
Like it's a Hawks ball, so loose carry.
They keep going to Vasagotti's side, so they obviously think there's a weakness out there somewhere.
Here's Ackersdyke.
Looking a little bit tired at the moment, the Hawks, I think.
Yeah, maybe that extra week off hasn't helped them. As Maxwell gets through, he's one player that won't tire. Back on the front foot now, the Hawks. Bakarich does well. He's driven sideways. Good tackle there by Schmauder and Eli McCulloch. Sherritt stepping back on his right, and a good tackle by Bright. 10 on 10. Both with similar tackling styles too.
Last 10 minutes has been sensational for the Greens. Defensively, they've been fantastic, and they've been able to maintain a little bit of pressure.
Now the ball comes wide. Morgan. Greens may be creeping a little forward here. Maxwell now. Freeman comes off the line and meets him. Ripped out. Goes back, batted back, and an Eli McCulloch now trying to get away from a couple. He'll kick the ball downfield. And the Greens, I thought maybe should have tried to keep a hold of that. They've been starved of the ball for the last 10 minutes.
If you have a look at the Hamilton forward pack coming back, the body language there isn't great for the Hawks just before half-time.
Well, McNeil gets it down to Bright. Bright as safe as you get, and Billy Coffey now winds up back to Bright. Oh, Billy Coffey with an awkward pass. Sometimes you've got tucking under there, Billy.
Yeah. Passing's never been Billy's strong point.
Yep, Ireland does well there. That's Northern Ireland, of course, his brother Matt Ireland. The southern version. So Milligan now, they'll take it one out, and again the Hawks putting numbers into the breakdown. It's hard now as Jerome Wilson picks it up to Smiler. Smiler steps back. He hasn't seen too much action here today, Smiler.
I think there's a few warning signs out there for the Hawks at the moment.
Yeah, penalty to the Hawks. They're really flooding the breakdown too, the Hamilton side.
They certainly are, and you might have been spot on at the start of the broadcast when you're talking about the older legs and the week off not doing them any good. It doesn't appear to be doing them any good right at the moment.
Well, not long to go in the half, 20 seconds by the official scoreboard. We've got a little bit more to go. Doesn't go out. Billy Coffey does well to hold on to that one. So now the Greens have the chance to counter-attack. McCulloch to Bright. Bright does well to hold on to that. It's a little bit rushed there by the Greens.
And if they get the ball quickly to that right-hand side, they have got big numbers.
Well, they go to Josh Gain. He's not going to pass it. He'll set the ball up nicely. It's still on if they can get it that way. Here's Jerome Wilson. Jerome Wilson has Smiler. Smiler gets it. He'll go forward, and now he's somewhat isolated. Little kick over the top to Clifton. Clifton charging through. More McNeil, normally safe as you get. Juggles it. Inside ball. Kicked off the side of the boot.
Should be half-time, I think. And it is interesting first half. The Greens
at half-time.
Yeah, they look like they were out of it, but they are in this up to their bootlaces, the Greens.
Well, they certainly are. It was a very good half. The Hawks, they dominated possession. The Greens, with the little possession they had, they built on that. They got themselves back into the game. And now, 15-10, they're well within striking distance coming into the second half.
Absolutely.
Sydney Uni up 17-7 as well in the Shoot Shield Grand Final. It's a big day for rugby.
Yeah, I was reading an article today where they said there was 188 grand finals in rugby around the state today.
And who said rugby is a dying sport? Anyway, we're going to take a quick break and come back with all the second half action in this major semi-final. It is Hamilton Hawks leading the Greens 15 points to 10. Well, coming up right now, we've got a special guest, Danny Murch. How are you going, Danny? You're out of the finals, obviously. Unlucky last week. 22-all draw, or defeat, I guess it was, out of the hands of Nelson Bay. But you've got something big happening next Friday.
Yeah, we have, Ruff. Thanks for having me on. It was unfortunate last week about how we did, but you win some, you lose some. But yeah, we've got a charity spin bike ride happening on next Friday that I'm doing, the Spin for Kids. It's a 6-hour ride that we're doing as part of a team with a few guys from work. Yeah, basically it's raising money for Variety, the children's charity in New South Wales, and they do some great work with disadvantaged, sick and disabled kids around New South Wales, and everything from sort of modifying family cars and that sort of thing through to grants and help with treatment and therapy. So it's a great cause. And basically just seeking some last push for donations this week. So if people can get on the Spin for Kids...
Spin for Kids, is it?
Website, yeah, it's Spin...
We'll share it on Bar TV Sports Rugby page and we'll get it out there for you. And how many Ks are you expecting to do?
Oh, not sure, to be honest, mate. I haven't been on the bike too much. I've just been trying to rely on the footy fitness. I'll do a few Ks for the week on the trainer, I'll go into it relatively fresh, but there's a couple of good guys in our team, so we're hoping to rack up some good money and some good Ks on the day. So
of course the bikes as well. They're static bikes. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you look at yourself in the mirror, or what goes on?
Oh, I don't think so, mate. It's down on Honeysuckle next Friday, so if anyone's around, there will be definitely a few afterwards, especially with footy being finished for us now. I'll definitely be having a few beers at the after party afterwards.
Oh, look out.
Yeah, exactly, on the town.
Of course, with the young family as well, you won't be doing the babysitting duties that day.
Hopefully not, mate.
Very good. And what do you think of this match out here today?
Yeah, the bits that I managed to catch, I've been chasing the young fella around on the hill, so I managed to catch a few things, but sort of the Hawks were looking relatively strong to start off with, and the Greens have come back in and looking like they may have done a little bit more damage, but a few sort of key errors seem to have cost themselves a bit of field position here and there. So hopefully if they can clean up a couple of those errors in the second half, might stand in a chance.
Well, just before we get to the second half, of course, with your father-in-law going to university, have you got yourself a scholarship?
Oh, I was saying to the guys before, I was like, you watch, I'll go up here and chat to Ruff, and this will be the first question he asked me. But
well, no,
the rumours were flying around the Thursday it came out in the paper or at training. So, yeah, some vicious rumours flying around, but I'm too blue at the moment.
Masters of economics.
Something, yeah.
Well, very good. Thanks very much for joining us. Of course, Spin for Kids is the charity. We will share it on our Facebook rugby page during the week. It's a great cause helping out disadvantaged kids. Thanks very much. The Merchant of Menace joining us.
Cheers,
Kenny
Ruff.
Merch.
Thanks, mate.
Love your work, and we'll be joined back now by Bobby Harrison, who's been talking to the two teams down in the huddles. As Dane Sherritt will now take the ball. Here comes the second half. Logan blows time on. It goes wide, and Hawks almost coming up with it. Josh Gain, in the end, gets the ball. So picking off the back now is Wilson, who had a pretty good first half. He was busy in attack, breaking the line. Sam Bright now takes it in and almost getting the ball ripped out, and that's a penalty. Maxwell going too hard too soon.
Yeah, the wind's doing funny things out there. It's very swirly. That last kick from Sherritt just before half-time got held up in the wind, and then Sam Bright's just kicked that one, and it sailed with the wind. So it's hard to judge who it's behind. You have to guess the Greens, and on the back of this, the Greens would almost have to be favourites from here on in on the back of Sam Bright's kicking game.
Definitely with the wind, and the way they finished off the half, it was tremendous. And we saw last week when they used their bench as well. Very good bench and very good, I guess it was a master stroke that got them back in the game.
It was. Whether they'll use that again today, because physically they look like they're over the top of a tiring Hawk side.
So Milligan looking for the ball, but Snedden comes up with it, and he had a good half himself. What he lacked in the scrums, or what the forwards lacked in the scrums, certainly they lacked running the ball. As Jerome Wilson, so they didn't lack running the ball. Goes wide now to Bright, inside to Strawn, searching for the ball, trying to inject himself here. How did he get that ball back?
Just trying to keep things under control a little bit here.
Here's Billy Dunn, who thinks better of passing this time. The little engine that could, they've got it around his head. He's pushed to the ground.
Did very well to get the ball back there too.
Now Jerome Wilson. He's 22 out in front of the posts.
His hit-up stats would be enormous.
Now Smiler with a big dummy, getting through. Oh, Pat Olam was there to be picked up. Now Bright
here.
Steps, looks for the inside ball to Snedden, holds the ball up. He's going to have to get to ground here, Bright. And again, the strength in the tackle by the Hawks is tremendous. And Snedden
again.
He's isolated, though. He gets down. They're not committing, though, to the breakdown. Hawks. Robinson tracks across field. Sets it up nicely midfield now. Here's Strawn. Strawn takes the line on. And he is over. And the Greens draw level.
With the conversion to come, the Greens will very, very shortly be ahead. But it was on the back of some great hit-ups. James Snedden took two in that facet of play. So did big Jerome Wilson. And they were very, very slow to react, the Hawks. They were very slow in terms of setting their defensive line. And when you got Jason Strawn with a little bit of space from 5 metres out, no one's going to stop him.
Yeah, you're certainly right there, Bobby. He put the head down and he went over for a very good try.
And it's obvious that the Greens coaching staff have probably changed their way of playing a little bit at that halftime talk, because they've got them a little bit wider now and they're running with a little bit more support. So obviously they're sensing that the Hawks are struggling a little bit and are going to move them around a little bit and just really try and etch out that fitness. And Bright kicks the goal and they're in front. And when we first saw those couple of scrums go backwards in the first couple of minutes, we would never have guessed that the Greens would be in front just into half-time, running with a fairly strong wind.
So kick-off there. Oh, lovely take there by Freeman. 17-10 the score.
And Sherritt after a fairly ordinary kick-off then did very well and made up for his error and stole the ball back.
So 17-10 the score.
17-15.
17-15, sorry. The scoreboard's wrong over there. Of course, our scoreboard. It says 17-15. The Greens ahead by 2.
Very important next 5 minutes here for the Hawks. They've got to get themselves back into the game. They've got to get the ball under control because there's plenty of energy coming from those blokes in the green jumpers at the moment.
Sherritt kicks over Billy Coffey's head, and that's a very good kick. Billy Coffey keeps it in, though, running off his own line. The kick comes out, and it's something that he certainly has developed over the last couple of years is his kicking game.
Yeah, I think as he gets older, his kicking gets a little bit better. And that's a good clearance from Bill. He did very well to keep that ball in, and then he's made 30 metres. They can reset.
Yeah, he's certainly one of the veterans of the competition now. The ball comes out. Paddy Kilmurray straightens, goes forward. Nice run by the inside centre. Sherritt calling for it again, has runners on the outside, goes wide to Morgan. Morgan is met by Schmout. It's a good battle in the midfield as well.
There's been some great battles all the way across the park today.
So now Sherritt with the ball again, Ackersdyke. He gets outside and Ackersdyke does it again. Goes for the corner. Ackersdyke over for his second.
Joe Ackersdyke, big, strong, great feet, great palm. Never, ever looked like he was going to have an opportunity to score a try there, but pushed through 1 tackle, 2 tackles, 3 tackles, showed a bit of speed and then run around. And that's against the run of play, you've got to say. I've got the Hawks back in front on the scoreboard. And that's the sort of little individual plays that is going to enliven these Hawks and refill their energy and get them through this last 33 minutes, because the last 20 minutes the Greens have given it to them.
Yeah, it was brilliant there by Joe Ackersdyke. The lock, the veteran, you saw there swatting away a couple of players and going towards the line. So just when the Hawks needed something, one of their big-time players, he delivered, Bobby.
And they certainly needed something then. I think we're in for a very, very tight and exciting last 30 minutes of this game.
The Sherritt converts.
Gregory, hello.
22-17.
And the Greens have done very well. They've controlled their possession as well as they could. They've minimised the number of set pieces they've had to face. And that's how they've got themselves back in the game, just being nice and patient, nice and controlled, getting good meterage and getting good support around the ball carrier.
Sam Bright with the restarts, another high searching kick. The Hawks now to Lamont. Lamont under pressure. McNeil does well to chime in, and now they're on the front foot again. Kilmurray steps off his left, and this is good yards by the Hawks, easy yards by the Hawks.
Showing plenty of courage, going wide early, right down their line.
Yeah, definitely are, and the Greens looking to counter-ruck now. They've done well there, the Greens. And it looks like they may have turned the ball over.
They have turned the ball over.
Jerome Wilson now has it. Always the first there, Wilson.
Always the one putting his hand up to take those hit-ups, and they're quality hit-ups too.
Now Bright to Milligan. Milligan flat-footed, tries to get on the inside of Sherritt, and now Strawn steps off his left again and back towards the forwards. Can't really get it going there, Strawn.
Eli McCulloch's been very strong for the Greens today. He's working that breakdown, and his passing game has been absolutely spot on.
I think he's got the best passing game in the comp, to be fair, and
he's a talented young man.
Advantage is being played as well, so Strawn has the ball. He'll get it in the front to Milligan. Cuts out gain.
It's been quiet today, Milligan. Hasn't had many opportunities.
Well, Bright had no options there to run. Gets the ball to Schmouter, and Green's going nowhere, so it's going to be a penalty, and this will be interesting to see which option they take here, because they look pretty good in phase play. And the line-out hasn't been the best again today. They have won a couple, though.
Looks like
Gareth Tills comes to the sideline.
Both teams going to their bench.
James Appy made a big difference last week.
As did the other 4 or 5 changes that the Greens made.
Sam Dart coming on as well.
Nice.
So Sam Dart definitely will add a bit around the park as well. Some fresh legs. Gareth Tills a similar sort of play, more of a running number 8.
Oh, some positive approach there by the Greens. They could have very easily kicked a goal and tried to get within a penalty goal of the opposition, but they're going to be positive and try and win their line out.
You see the flag blowing in the wind. The breeze is still there. It's not as bad as what it was off the top. So they lose that one there, the Greens.
Hawks are looking to go wide off their line.
Yeah, straight away. Paddy Kilmurray. Gareth Tills gets his first touch as well in the play. Now Sherrod will go down deep. Goes towards the sideline and it's out on the full.
Kick.
That is a lovely kick.
50 metres into the wind when you're under pressure, when you've just come off points, that's worth its weight in gold.
So 10 minutes down in the half or thereabouts. Another Merewether Carlton line out.
It's been a windy day, but the line out's been ordinary for Merewether Carlton today. But that's even testament to the way they stayed in this game. Their set piece has been less than
Sam
they would
Dart
have
does
hoped.
well that time. Now they're on the front foot. The Greens, Billy Coffey up the middle. This is where he excels. Oh, he's dropped the ball.
The old Billy set play from Sam Bright inside. He went through about 4 or 5 tackles, and I nearly was going to back him to go over that last one, but he just couldn't get a handle on the ball.
Yeah, just the ball bounced out on contact there. So James Appy on the field as well now.
And I think they're firing a shot over the bow that Billy Coffey is going to be involved up to his eyeballs in this second half.
Yeah, we've also seen Strawn standing in the first receiver as well.
And in the big games, you've got to go to your big players, don't you?
That you do, Bobby.
See if Appy can make a difference in this scrummaging situation.
Well, we saw last week, I know it's a different setup, different scrum. Certainly came on, made an impact on and off the ball.
Yeah,
He's lost a bit of weight, so...
It was a really good use of the bench last week, as we've said a number of times. And it's going to be crucial in this game for both teams, I think.
Scrum just going down up front, but allowed to play on. Here they come around the corner now. Long ball, and Vasagotti cannot go with it.
That's terrible from the Hawks. The intent was fantastic. The skill execution was very poor. Could be just one of those days for the Hamilton Hawks. A little bit rusty. They haven't played for a couple of weeks.
They had a fairly easy run into the semis as well. Playing the Wanderers in the last round.
Wasn't that easy. The Wanderers gave it to them for about 50 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. That's what they've tended to do most of the year. It's been very close at half time, and somehow they find another leg, 20 minutes to go, and they get a few things happening together and they score. So the Merewether Carlton side, they'll have to be wary of that. There's 27 minutes down, 22-17 the score. While they're behind on the scoreboard, you can feel the momentum is swinging here at number 2.
They don't look like they've got the petrol in the tank, and they've got a scrum penalty.
Yeah, so first of the game for the Carlton side, off their own feed.
Will they think about a goal here? I think Strawn's pointing to the posts.
He's going to go for it. It's a similar position, but on the other side to where he kicked it from to win the game the other day.
It was ice cool to kick that last week. I think the body language in the Greens there, they're very upright. They're very positive about their chances here, I think.
The coaching staff before the game, they were extremely positive. Whereas speaking to a couple of the coaches, they knew this was a danger game from the Hamilton Hawks, and they were wary of the Greens. So Greens came into it with a fair bit of confidence after the win last week.
And they've played well, you know, and I think it's fair to say that most of us would have thought that perhaps Hamilton on their recent form would have had the Greens covered, but it's much to their credit, the Greens, they just stick in games and they fight hard and they work for each other, and defensively they are arguably the best team in the competition, and they just hang around long enough that if they get that little bit of possession or that little bit of penalty or that little bit of luck, then they're good enough to take advantage of it.
Bright just lost his feet there, so the Hawks had a bit of a a giggle at him. And now he comes in, strikes the ball, it comes across and it goes up. So second penalty goal now for Sam Bright, keeping them in the match. 22-20 the score. And if they can work their way up the field, they can certainly draw another penalty out of this Hamilton Hawks side.
Yeah, and I think in the back of Jason Strawn's mind, as the skipper, that's what he's thinking. Use this win, get down the other end, apply some pressure through their tenacity and their defence, get the penalties and just let Sam Bright pilot them over. They all count.
That was easily taken there by Sam Morgan. James Appy didn't even go for it. Now the Hawks have the ball, and we saw what happened last time. They scored very quickly off the restart. McNeil dances around. So Sherritt, he'll go wide. Coupe always runs to the Hawks' advantage.
The momentum has certainly shifted, haven't it? Look at the energy in the Greens defensive line here.
Yeah, Jerome Wilson really hustled Dane Sherritt there. Now Kilmurray, who's been making metres all day, went backwards.
The Hawks have gone back 15 metres in that facet.
Sherritt with a cleverly placed kick behind Billy Coffey, forcing him to turn and chase. So here comes Strawn. The defensive line is a little staggered. Offloads to Coffey. Coffey spins out. He'll have to hold the ball this time, and he does.
Big numbers.
So that's not a bad option there by McCulloch. But McNeil placed well. He reaches for it, though, and Sherritt now looking to counter-attack. Is Vasagotti. Clifton jumps up around him, and James Appy gets up under him. Ivan Walkling, couldn't get an arm free to Morgan.
That little pop pass, the Hawks, that is synonymous with the Hawks.
Coming in was Smiler. His swinging arm was there, but it was all right. Now Tills.
Struggling to get a little bit of continuity here, the Hawks.
Sherritt will get the ball. He'll look to kick. No, he's going to go wide to Coupe. Coupe gets away from one, gets away from another. He's rounded up in the end.
Sherritt's going right, he's going left, he's going out the back. He's trying every trick in the book here.
Well, the ball pops up there. A little flick pass. Some good skills shown there by Nagy.
Might have turned this over.
It looks like it could be a turnover for the Greens, as you said, and it is. Sam Dart doing well.
Sam Bright's called it. There's numbers here.
Yeah, here comes Strawn at pace. That's Sneddon on the outside. Probably not the right man to be outside him there. He's had a great game, Sneddon, but Jay Strawn was probably looking for someone a little quicker there.
Yeah, they saw where the space was, and they got the ball to the space. They just had the wrong men in the space. 22-20, 22 minutes to go. I can't guess a winner at this stage.
Yeah, it's certainly locked up, isn't it? It's a semi-final. It's what everyone wanted to see.
The semi-final series in the P1 has been fantastic so far. We've had 3 fantastic games.
Well, both games on the bell.
And this one's heading that way too, I think.
20-22. And as you said, 22 to go. So Walkling with the ball. Sherritt now gets it to Kilmurray, who'll settle the attack. Sam Dart over the ball again. He's so good. One-on-one. I believe he's the first picked in the rep team until he went overseas travelling. Sherritt now gets a wobbly ball. He'll look to kick now and just get an exit out of there, and they'll try and reset here. And that's a good kick there by Sherritt. Looking for Strawn on the quick one. Oh, he goes to him. That's a good pass by Billy Coffey, and the kick downfield pops up to McNeil. Now they need a chase here, the Merewether Carlton side. They look a little bit tired themselves now, and Sherritt's going to go to the corner over Clifton's head. Pops up. Now it comes back in for Sam Bright, who puts it up nice and high for McNeil to take. Sherritt now, it's a good old-fashioned kicking drill here. Out on the full, so that's a mistake you don't often see from, I guess, a tiring Dane Sherritt.
Yes, Sherritt's really controlling the game in this second half. He's getting his hand on the ball more regularly than he normally would, and his kicking game is normally spot on, wasn't quite spot on that occasion. And I think the Greens might have worked something out here. Their defensive line is very, very compressed. They're inviting the Hawks to run around them and then just sliding off and handling most of those situations very easily. So they might be sending a pointer to those other teams in the competition as how to play their game against the Hawks.
Yeah, well, we know Dane Sherritt with the ball in hand, he often goes that long ball first as his first option. So if you can push him to the edge, Bobby, then...
Look how compressed they are now. I know it's their ball, but they are so very compressed. Not looking for any width at all.
Well, I'm looking for Strawn between Billy, Coffey and Milligan. A little extra play.
Unfortunately, they can't hold their own ball there. And the tactic for the Hawks here would be just to take as many set pieces as they can, which will chew up the clock. They're in front at the moment. They'll chew up the clock. They'll gain some ground. They might put themselves in a position where a little bit of their individual brilliance will get them across the line and allow them to wrap the game up.
So ball kicked downfield. Oh, doesn't find touch. So 2 mistakes in a row by Sherritt. Comes back now to Bright, who's going to kick them out of trouble. 22-20 still the score. So Sherritt, a couple of uncharacteristic mistakes in a row there off the boot.
2 kicking mistakes in a row from Dane Sherritt. You wouldn't go through 3 games and see that happen, but we've seen it today.
Coming to the Hawks this year, he's had a relatively good season. He's had a couple of injuries, and now here he is with the ball again. Goes to Kilmurray, who goes about 10 metres up the field. Sherritt again. Flat ball to McNeil.
He demands so much of the ball, Dane Sherritt, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's certainly a dominant playmaker. Oh, James Appy really lined up. Lamont then. Lamont was under all sorts of pressure. He'll get back up, and if anything, that'll steal Lamont.
They're going wide again. Defensively, they've been strong wide. They've invited the Hawks to come wide and handle them every time.
So here comes Sherritt again. Flat ball to Tills, and Appy gets over the ball, flops on the play. Didn't really need to do that. Play on though, says Logan. The ball was out. Dart came across, and they're starting to really hit with purpose now, the Greens, and another long ball to Vasagotti, and again, the Greens realign. It's easy for them at the moment as they counter up now. Clifton, he has the ball. Now he cuts them up the middle. Nice run there by Clifton. The swinging arm comes across. Now here comes Sneddon. He's played a lot of minutes, Sneddon, and he's done very well. Milton scored a very good try in second grade here today.
Good, those fresh legs are on now for those last 17 minutes.
Billy Dunn runs into Backarich. He's held up in the tackle, the smaller of the two. Strawn gets the ball off Dunn, and I believe it's come to the back, has it? Yes, it has. So here comes Jerome Wilson with a dummy again. Always looking to offload first. I'd like to see him run first and then offload.
He's been a colossus, him and Sneddon with a hit up, so they have been absolutely
Here comes
brilliant
Sneddon
today.
again.
And look at the metres he's going
Well, Bubba
post-contact.
Coleman rates him as the most improved player in the comp. So that's how highly he's regarded.
Well, he's a great judge, Bubba Coleman, isn't he? Usually what he says is right.
Schmauder now straightens up. Had Smiler on the outside. The Schmoo, as he's known. Here comes Dart. Good run. Backridge tries to rip the ball off him. He's going to have to roll away there, Backridge, and Wilson goes again. Gets the offload to Coffey. Here come the Greens. Inside the 22 now.
Oh,
Jay
Strawn
Strawn. That's a lovely work there by Morgan. Gets it to Dunn, though. Oh, good tackle by Walkling. You saw Dunn's head go backwards there. Now Billy Coffey getting involved. Ball out now to Cliff Milligan. Milligan goes. And he's pulled up just short. He was close to the corner there, Bobby.
They are gaining the ascendancy, the Greens. They got full of running. And as we mentioned, and I think they might have worked Hamilton out a little bit with Sherritt. And he throws the big long cutout pass.
They've got the penalty as well, so
it's going to put him in front.
You'd have to think it'll put him in front here.
15 minutes to go. 1 point in front, kicking with the wind. With as much energy as they have, the Hawks will be a test of their true champion character. They've won 3 in a row, so no one's going to count them out. But This is the biggest challenge they've had in finals footy for some time, I think.
Yeah, definitely. 22-20 the score. It may go to 22-23. Looks like Louder may be coming on the field for Billy Dunn. Is it Louder or is it Jacob Penfold?
It's Jacob Penfold, Merewether High boy. And it's a good change because Jacob's a hard-working, uncompromising sort of front rower. He won't give anything away. He'll be at every breakdown. He'll do his job, and that's all they need for this last 15.
And that goes over for Bright. So his third penalty of the day puts the Merewether Carlton side in front, 23-22. There's 15 minutes to go, and it's going to come down to the wire, Bobby.
It is going to come down to the wire. You're absolutely right.
Special mention to Chris Needer watching in from New Zealand.
The two number 10s are going to be essential in this last 15 minutes.
Well, that's a good kick there by Bright. It goes towards the sideline. Might have too much on it. Oh, that is pinpoint perfect. I thought the wind was taking it. It did take it a little bit further than probably intended, but in the end bounced nicely just about on the 22.
And it's those little moments in the last 15 minutes of these sort of games. If you win those sort of little moments, fills you with plenty of energy, fills you with plenty of confidence, and you can go on from there.
Yeah, Sam Bright, very successful with lower grade premierships, come off the bench for a first grade premiership and first grade grand final certainly. And
he's certainly in a position to get another one on his record here.
The inside ball by Kilmurray, first time he's distributed here today. Lamont now looking to get his side going, and he does it so often. Coupe benefits from the offload, and now Ackersdyke.
Good strength by Schmelder.
Yeah, wrapped up by Schmelder. Nagy now, they're calling for offside. I think Smiler might be jumping the gun. Advantage is being played. Appy comes across and ripped out. Yeah, that'll be a penalty, and a couple of players out there having a good chat. Maxwell and Jerome Wilson. That'll be an interesting bout.
Yes, I don't know who I'd have to back in that one. It'd go 15 rounds, I'd say.
And Maxwell, he just loves his rugby, Maxwell. You talk to his pre-game, he's champing at the bit, literally.
And he's been amongst the best for the Hawks out there. His workload is just phenomenal.
For a 40-year-old man, he makes me sore. Now it comes out to Kilmurray. Kilmurray, he'll go straight and try to go through this Greens forward pack. And now the Hawks, they look like they've got a spring in their step, knowing that they're behind on the scoreboard. Lamont's to the left, he's calling for it, he gets it. Looking for the inside ball, that is beautiful. And here they come, Kirisome. Tackled by Strawn and Clifton, but now you'd have to think if the Hawks can get it to the right quickly, it's going to be trouble. Can the Greens hang on, Bobby?
Sheriff's going left, or calling the ball left.
Lovely set move there.
How quickly have the Greens come back and got set defensively?
Yeah, it's impressive, isn't it? But they pick and drive here, Backridge. They're so dangerous, so close, the Hawks. Here they come, this will be close.
Crucial the Greens hang on here. This could be the game right here.
Yeah, Vasagotti, he's calling for the ball. Clifton comes off his wing. Kilmurray's over! In the corner.
They are the best team in the competition. They make that one break off a fair set move, inside ball from Steve Lamont, and then they're just so clinical in turning that little bit of break, little bit of luck, if you like, into points.
It's just their patience as well after the break, and a lot of teams, they'll look to go wide too soon, and the Hawks, they stay strong, they reset, they realign, they build, and that is a result of exactly that.
Yeah. And they did exactly that. They hit up, they calmed the game down for 2 or 3 phases till they saw that the numbers were there, and they had huge numbers on the outside, and Kilmurray went over untouched.
Yeah, Paddy Kilmurray now with 10 minutes to go in the game of regular time.
It's a funny old game, isn't it? Just when you think one side's got the ascendancy, the other side hits back, and then it changes your mind back again.
That one comes across. Oh, that's beautiful. And the crowd from Hamilton go up as one.
29-23 inside the last 10. I'm not going to rule the Groons out. Yeah, they do.
You won't rule them out.
I won't rule them out.
It's an uphill battle. Because this is where Hamilton is so strong. This is where they can put 2 or 3 tries on themselves. Taken by Walkling. Tills will go forward. Good run there by Tills.
And at various times during this game, they've looked out on their feet.
Advantage to the Greens. So, Pat Ireland forcing the mistake. That's a contentious call, I think, Bobby.
It's a very contentious call, but I'm pretty sure that the men in the blue and yellow jumpers here are going to be switched on for this particular set piece. Greens have to stay strong here. This is their opportunity to get back in and move back within striking distance.
Well, James Appy and Penfold, 2 new front rowers. So we'll see how it goes. It's the first time they've been called upon. Good scrum by the Hawks, goes down, advantage to the Merewether Carlton side. Yeah, well. This is in kicking distance as well for Bright.
Big
Under
decision.
10 minutes to go. It is a big decision. The line out not firing. They're going to go for the tap. I think that's not a bad decision because they have built pretty well. Smiler gets the ball up around the cheeks. There was Nagy. Thought he might have got a call from the touch judge, but deemed fair as Dart now. He goes forward, finds a break, finds Ireland on the inside, in fact.
Thought they might have wanted to kick a goal there just to get within striking distance.
So here's Jerome Wilson again. Bright comes across field. Good defence, well read by Ackersdyke. And now Strawn. This is where he's dangerous. Broken field, but they contend nicely with him. Oh, Eli McCulloch, it opens up. Gets it to Coffey, who's looming. Now comes from Dart to Bright, goes wide to Clifton. Clifton with a bit to do. Knocked down there by the Hawks. Advantage being played.
I've got a feeling Billy Coffey's going to be the game breaker here.
Here's Jerome Wilson. Offloads to Schmouder. Schmouder. They're doing well running off their forwards here. The Merewether Carlton backs looking to create something. Now it's going to be called back. This might be a card even as a deliberate knockdown.
I don't know who knocked that down, but he's certainly looking like he's going to give someone a card here. Looks like it's Sam Morgan coming
Sam
across.
Morgan, who went very quickly across the other side of the field once advantage was being played. Yellow card for the Hawks, third one for the day.
Tried his best then to escape the glare of referee Logan, but couldn't do it.
So tap will be taken. They may run out of time if they keep going, the Greens. Here comes Appy. Appy goes towards the line, looks for the offload.
A few of the game breakers are lurking in the background here, waiting for an opportunity.
Yeah, you can see Strawn right behind the ruck here. Now, they need to get it to the right. They do. Smiler.
Try time here.
Clifton will get the position better as well. So the Greens are back in this game.
And you could see that coming. They were just pumping away and pumping away. Hawks, they go from looking like they got plenty of energy to looking like they got no energy, and they looked like they had no energy on that occasion. And just the fair play by Appy, got that long outlet pass to Eddie Clifton, who did well, scored. And now Sam Bright, who likes to soak up this sort of pressure. This is the situation made for him.
This is Townsend Oval on a Friday afternoon. Eddie Clifton with the try in the corner, as you see there on the replay.
I'm backing him in, Gareth.
I'm not going to say anything because I jinxed everybody last week.
I'm backing him in. I've seen this young man kick literally thousands of goals over his career.
Yeah, he's aimed it to the right-hand post.
A little bit of
He's
right
right
to
in
left.
front of the Hamilton crowd. He comes in. He strikes it. It goes.
Oh,
Oh,
it's at the post.
wow.
29-28, 6 to go. This is anybody's.
This is what we wanted for the major semi-final. That is unlucky for Sam Bright, but as we saw last week, he can win a game.
Yeah. He goes from the depths of despair to glory fairly quickly, does young Sam. Important phase this next couple of minutes, though.
So here he is now, Bright, getting the ball downfield, consolidating, turning the Hawks around. They're tiring the big Hawks pack. And they look to play off their line. McNeil has the ball. Oh, Sam Bright puts his body on the line. McNeil runs over him.
Discipline's going to be very important for both sides here.
Yeah, Schmouder with a good tackle on Sherritt. Here comes Maxwell. Now McNeil, he straightens up. And they're finding easy meters now, the Hawks up the field.
They're a
Comes wide now. Oh, they're going to kick. That's an interesting decision over Billy Coffey's head again.
They're a much better side when they play tight, the Hawks.
Oh, Strong comes around, and now what can he do as he goes up the field, gets away from one. He's got 3 to beat, kicks over the top for himself. Has he got the pace? McNeil. He's isolated. He has to let the ball go, McNeil. That's a penalty to the Hawks. Wow.
I think they might have got Billy Coffey there, or Jason Strong, I say, for pushing the back.
Yeah, Jason Strong tackled him just as he was getting the ball. It was a great passage of play, though.
Yeah. Looks like they're going to soak up a couple of minutes here.
As we see here, Strong on the break, little chip for himself. Ooh, touch and go.
Would have been interesting to see the result of that breakdown if it had continued.
Well, 4 minutes to go, under 5 to go in the half. Merewether Carlton. Can they come back? Can the Hawks hold on here?
Walking to this line out very, very slowly.
Well, we said they are aging, the Hawks pack. They look like
It's not in
elderly,
stroke.
happy hour at the retirement home there. The Hawks pack as they came to that line out.
There's 30 very, very tired players out there at the moment. And the Greens have gone for a line out, not a scrum.
Yeah, that's interesting. They'll go to 2. Pat Island. Oh, they lose the line out and the Hawks crowd goes up again. Nagy runs across field. You can hear that woohoo of the Hawks out on the field. Here's Lamont looking for runners. Schmouder comes in. Milligan comes in. Ackersdyke now takes the ball.
They'll keep this tight.
Backarich, the big 3 for the Hawks pack.
There won't be too much moving the ball wide here, I wouldn't think, from the Hawks.
This will be 3 minutes of holding onto the ball, you'd have to imagine, if they don't score.
They're working on the back of a penalty too here now.
Now it comes across to Sherritt, Kilmurray.
Still working on that penalty advantage, the Hawks.
Goes wide, and the penalty's there as they now look to slow the ball down.
Kick it into touch, walk to your line out.
Noah Church on the field as well, is he?
Yeah. Walk to your line out, control the ball for the last minute and a half, and you're into another grand final.
That ball shaky off the boot, but finds some good meters there up to the 22.
There's the kick into touch. Here's the walk to the line out. The crowd doesn't like that.
Ackersdyke safe as they come. Coupe winds up. Bright takes him on. Now they go back to Sherritt, who's on the left. Vasagotti looking, probing.
They're doing anything and keeping it tight at the moment, the Hawks.
Sherritt goes wide now to Tilse. Tilse runs across field. They need to set up now, the Hawks, and Weaver, the Welshman, does well.
Desperate for a turnover, the Greens here.
Sherritt dancing away. I thought he might have had a shot at goal there. That wouldn't surprise me. He's landed a few this year. Oh, lovely run again by Ackersdyke. Looking for his third try of the match now. The Hawks with the spring in their step. The old legs have come to life, Bobby. And this will be a try, you'd think.
He's going to be held up. No, it's over.
Well built there by the Hawks. They're so damaging.
Yeah.
And how can you stop that?
You can't stop that. They were a little bit critical of them going wide when they could have been controlling the ball, but they knew exactly what they were doing. They were just making those gaps a little bit bigger in the defensive line. And when they sensed blood in the water, they just got the numbers in around the ball and got those big, old, experienced players just to push them forward.
You can see the build-up here. They just kept going, didn't they? They bound on and went as one. It's classic 10-man rugby, Bobby.
Classic 10-man rugby. Classic Hawks rugby, isn't it? How do you beat them? But credit to the Greens, they have shown a few flinches in the armour today of the Hawks, and they've been mighty in defeat.
Yeah, definitely, and that one goes over, and that will be full time, Bobby.
Another electric semi-final. It was in doubt right up until the last couple of minutes. Hawks showed their class. They're going to go through, and the Greens now have to do it all again in sudden death footy next week.
Well, congratulations to the Hamilton Hawks coming out victors here, 36 points to 28 against a very gallant Merewether Carlton. For me, Joe Ackersdyke, 2 tries, probably the best on the ground there today.
I agree with you 100%. He was fantastic all day.
Very good. Thanks very much for joining us, Bobby. We'll catch you next week. Thanks very much to Bar TV Sports. We're going to have the women's grand final come up, joined by Jerry Mason, coming right up in about 5 or 10 minutes on Bar TV Sports.